the Olympics.
Okay.
And why not just go to the Olympics? You can also win a medal there. You've reached so far, just push further.
The sprint hurdler told the athletes to dream big and convince themselves that they can achieve success.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but an habit. Keep showing up, keep pushing forward.
And that's where we leave the courts for this week. Until next week, same time, same place.
And that's how we close the curtains for sports this evening. Again, I am Ronaldo Adams, sending you back to Nika at the news desk.
Thanks, Ronaldo. And that brings us to the close for CVM News at 7. I'm Nika Lewis. Do have a great night. Pitchside is next.
High School Pitchside, brought to you by KFC, Catch, Ping Pong, Water, Powerade, True Shake, Pringles.
Ooh.
Thursday. I said it twice because Thursday is always double the fun. It's the best day of the week because it's a time for High School Pitchside. I'm the sports girlie, Janae Robinson, along with the sports boys, Ronaldo Adams and Giovanni Brady. Gio, I see you walking with a little limp. Was that you in the video?
No one saw it. I don't know why you pointed at that.
Are you the man kid dog, Gio?
No, that's not me. That's
well,
not
we know
me.
it's not you.
I don't have that much skill.
Yeah, we know.
I don't have that much skill. It's clear not me. Yeah.
But the injury, bro, are you okay? Can you pull through for the show?
I am okay enough to stand in this stationary position and talk. Know that the viewers know that I'm injured. Yeah.
Yes, guys, it's been a long week of football, and we can talk a little bit more about high school football.
For sure, and we're going to move right into it as Wednesday was an action-packed day in the DaCosta Cup with games aplenty in the round of 32. Group 6 took center stage on CVM TV with 2023 champions Cornwall College traveling to Dinthill Technical. Here's how that match unfolded.
The wall and then off the post. Cornwall continued to threaten. That time was Nicolai Forbes who came away with the ball, but his shot was blocked really well from a Rain Gale who did well all afternoon. Another opportunity for Cornwall College. This time it was a chance for Anthony Reid, who eventually got on the end of it and just tried to toe poke that ball past Dante Clark, but the Dinthill keeper made himself big and his defenders did the rest, cleaned it up and cleared it away. Another free kick here. Dante Clark made to work at full stretch, punched that one away, and then we went into the halftime break at 1-1. Dinthill started that second half, the better of the two teams. Corner kick came in, the header from Brian was loose, and then there was more set plays from Dinthill trying to turn the screw, but this was the biggest moment for Cornwall College. Rampasal, the substitute, moments after coming on, he rounded Dante Clark so well, but right at the crucial moment.
Despite the draw, Clarendon College remain on the top of round 2. Group 6, they have 4 points following their opening 3-0 win over York Castle. Dinthill are in second, also on 4 points, but trail on goal difference. Remember, the top 2 from each group advance to the round of 16, and the DaCosta Cup gets even more exciting.
For sure. But with that match, first of all, yesterday, I was looking forward to something more
spectacular.
Yeah, I'll use your adjective for the time being. The 0-0 scoreline, it was more so suggestive of not converting the chances that both teams got throughout the game. Yeah. It was not a 0-0 match, but such is the life of the beautiful game. Such is the beautiful game sometimes. And what I would say though is that Cornwall College, they're clearly still in somewhat of a rebuild. Majority of I think they have 9 or 10 players who are eligible to play Colts because they're so young.
16, right.
So they have approximately 3 more years to play DaCosta Cup eligibility to play DaCosta Cup. So
and the new management as well.
Exactly. Well, both teams.
Yeah, both teams. Yeah. I think taking it back a bit to yesterday's game, you know, some of the standout players, talk about CC, Justin Hills, Omain Morrison at Dintil. The goalkeeper, Dante Clark from Dintil, he's the person that won man of the match after yesterday's game. So it just tells you all you need to know. I think both teams created situations, got up into the opposition's half very well, got on top of the 18 very well, but once they were in the box, there was a lack of, you know, turning those situations into clear-cut chances. There were 1 and 2 times when, you know, they breached defense, but it wasn't a goal-mouth game. It was really a lot of in the transition. There were a few set pieces, you know, taken after in the English Premier League. A lot of set pieces were there, but there just was not enough clear cut. Some would say it's a boring game and we're going to use the word tactical.
I have 2 questions for you, Jay, but let me ask this one first. Again, both of us agree on the not converting the chances. How much of that do you boil down to the lack of experience to senior schoolboy football level for the players at Clarendon College? I mean,
Clarendon College has been scoring goals. You know? I mean, they probably have not been regularly dropping 10s and 11s, but they have been scoring goals because the game before this, their first game in round 2, they won 3-0. Dintil won their first game against Port Antonio 1-0. So these are teams that have scored important goals to go through, especially Clarendon College in the first round. So I don't know if it's an experience thing. I think the pitch yesterday, there was a bit of rain at Dintil when we were there, so there was some rain at Dintil, and I think the rain kind of probably affected the quality of the football. I think in the second half, you know, as you could expect from a Lenny Hyde coach team, Dintil really did possess the ball, really did do a lot of stuff. But I think you could sense from even talking to Lenny after the game that he still does not believe that this Dintil team has fully grasped his way of wanting to play. Certain patterns that he likes to see on the pitch, you know, his fullback overlapping, his winger tucking in, he still does not think that they fully understand it. So again,
how long do you think it may take Lenny then and Dintil to get it right?
I mean, based off yesterday's viewings and what I've seen so far this season, I don't know that either of these 2 teams are going to be the teams to push all the way and win the DaCosta Cup.
Not this year.
Not this year. Not this year. There'll be deep runs, and I think for both teams, if you can get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, as they're both on course to do, definitely with the quarterfinals, then around the 16 rather, then I think you'll think about it as a success. I mean, it's hard to tell a coach to go somewhere uproot first year, win a title, and, you know, hold it too much against them. But again, based on yesterday's viewing, it was a very cagey encounter from both teams.
All right, so we're moving on to Cornwall College, whose unbeaten run came to an end yesterday. Right, so the DaCosta, well, they were defeated by Froome, Technical and Geo. Obviously, we know that it's very rare, if it has ever even happened, to go unbeaten in a season, especially at the schoolboy football level. So I certainly never expected the run to continue. And I also, well, we'll get to this in the debate later on, when it is that we face tougher opposition, that is how we know who the real big boys are, so to speak, right, Janae?
And I think we said that in week 1. That's you know, that's something that we can look forward to this season, because then a lot of players have left and the general age group of the boys is relatively young. So
Cornwall is a very historic team, you know, probably one of the, well, not probably, the biggest team in the DaCosta Cup. Hector Wright there, you know, they've had a few coaches over there. I remember Tapo was there at one point in time, probably like 2 years ago. Hector Wright is now there. Hector Wright, former national player. Hector Wright, former national player, currently coaching the team. It's difficult to go unbeaten, and Froome is a team that has always been known to kind of punch above their weight. So maybe they don't go on to win the DaCosta Cup, but they can upset. The season as well. They can upset apple carts. I think Froome has won both of their games in the group. So Cornwall College are in with a real fight to go through, playing over the weekend. I don't think a lot of persons expected Froome to beat Cornwall College, but it wasn't a spanking. It was a 2-1 victory. So it was a very close fought game. You know, Carolina Morris, Cornwall College's top goal scorer. You know,
continuing that good form.
You know, probably we could see a bit more. Because if you're the main man, you know, when you pull up trees, pull up stumps in those type of situations. But again, as you guys said, we've seen teams that with more name players than Cornwall College not one entire season unbeaten. So stuff.
All right, guys, we are up on our first break here on High School Pitchside, but don't cry, we'll be right back.
I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in. Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
We want a piece for Jamaica. Yeah. Yo, what are you?
Oh man, none of that. No, brother, no, man.
You see you ever play ref? No game, no play.
Yeah, but a ball game. No, I said, place when you come from, brother, I want to live good, man. I want to live good, Bridging. No shake on, I can play a little ball, Bridging.
Really have to shake on?
Yeah, man, and no badness, Bridging. Just live good, man.
Come together as one and make the violence done. Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate. Ooh, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh, yeah. What a catch. Oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
We're back on high school pitchside as we turn to the Manning Cup. Excelsia High have booked their spot in the second round of the competition as they remain unbeaten, leading Zone A with 23 points, 7 wins and 2 drawn results. They face second place St. Jago on Friday, and we're joined by the head coach Keon Broderick. Well, guys, I won't be biased today. It is my alma mater. And, you know, Excelsia has been doing phenomenal this season, Coach Broderick. We've seen the improvement over the years, but personally I want to know, what's your assessment of them so far?
Well, first thing first, thanks for having me on the program, and a good day to your viewers as well. As it relates to the program, over the 3 seasons that I've been there, we have been gradually improving. When you check the data, the statistics, we have been gradually improving in all areas, and that is down to much more than just football. We would have focused on the discipline of the team and trying to improve the discipline of the student, at least the footballers within the team overall. And once we target what is going on off the field within the school academically and discipline-wise, then that will translate into good football.
And I can definitely see that. And even when you talk to the young men now, the Kimarley Scotts, the Damarley Williams, you can hear that they're a lot more confident this season than they were last season, and even their style of play, they're a lot more expressive on the field, and I think that's testament to what you were saying. But earlier in the season, both there was a drawn result between you and St. Jago. This time around, they chased a win to finish second, and I went to St. Jago yesterday, and those boys are pretty confident. Talk to me. What do you think will make you get the edge over them in such a difficult game?
I mean, the first game, credit must be given to St. Jago. They did very well. I believe the first game was a tale of two styles. St. Jago, which was more defensive, and we were more attacking. And I think they defended well for large portions of the game. Now it's our responsibility now to come up with a strategy, to come up with the right game plan, just to counter what they will come with. I do believe that they will come a little less defensive, being that they're going to play at home this time. But nonetheless, we are prepared to go and basically give a good account of ourselves.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about you, Keon. You've been in charge of Excelsia for the past 3 seasons, and I've seen you do the work in front and behind the scenes. When you were at the start of it all, what was your coaching philosophy, and do you see it being fulfilled currently?
Well, first things first, it's my alma mater, just the same like you. It has always been a dream of mine to actually contribute in a positive way to my alma mater, and it has come through. So I'm basically living the dream right now. But we have been doing a whole lot of work, not just myself, but assistant coaches Keith McTavish, Dejan Dixon, as well as Douglas Williams, and the management team as well, in Carl Downer, Carlton Salmon, who is instrumental in the Ali Cup competition.
Yeah.
They have played a very big role in not only galvanizing support for the program in general, but just to keep the team together and doing what is best for the program and the school and the student athletes.
So, Coach, we also understand that you're a teacher at Excelsia. Which subject do you teach?
I teach physical education.
Physical education, okay.
Yes.
So you being a teacher at Excelsia, how do you think that helps to impact your coaching and your camaraderie, with the student body, the boys on the team, and so forth?
Very important. I'm on leave at Vauxhall High School, and I chose to actually go to Excelsia to mentor the boys off the field, and it has been going on really well. It's not easy, but it has been going on really well because we're able to do things with them off the field that I would not have had the opportunity to do, and it is one that I would have embraced, and it is one that I am trying my best to nurture them and develop them in the right way off the field.
So tell me about the makeup of this team. Does it have most of the players from last year?
Not most, about 45 to about 50% of the players would have come back to the program, but we have a nice mix of experienced players as well as youth players who are very talented as well.
I've often heard coaches say that some of the best lessons are learned in defeat. What specifically have you learned from last year coming into this season and that you want to make imperative to not repeat?
Most definitely off the field management of the team. We are a team that and a program that we invest heavily in the Manning Cup program, and so we have the boys together at school, camping at school, and so we want to ensure that we want to monitor every single aspect of their preparation for the competition and for games. And so the nutritional aspect, the preparation tactically and technically for the games, especially when it comes down to the stages that matters most, the quarterfinals, the semi-final stage. And so the off the field management of the team for the entire program, management staff and coaches, is something that we are trying our best to ensure that we do a little bit better this year.
So 2004 was the last time Excelsia won the Manning Cup. You're an Excelsia old boy, Jenny ain't an Excelsia old girl. So you guys know this. Is it something that's on the back of your mind and motivating this current crop for success?
Fun fact, I was a student at Excelsia High School at that point, and so
young man.
I have some very good memories of when we won back-to-back title in 2003 and 2004, and so we are definitely harboring thoughts of bringing that school culture and that school pride back to Excelsia High School. We, as I said before, we have a very good program. We have some talented youngsters, and definitely we want to bring back those school pride back to the school.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to know what is the specific target that you can have for this season.
As it relates to target and result, it's not anything only on the football field alone for us at Excelsia High and for us in the football program. It is what the boys do off the field as well as on the field. And so success for us is not measured on a result only, but also how much of the boys we can actually garner or secure scholarships for, how much they would have improved on a social standpoint. And of course, we want to improve them technically and tactically on the football field, but success is far more than the results on the football field.
So question, Coach, if I can ask you, what do you understand from the term dark horses?
I understand that it's a team that a lot of persons might not be looking at, but they have the ability to win something.
Okay. So but I don't want to say we. Let me say me. I think I have Excelsia. Seeing what you guys did last year, retention of players and the quality in this year. I have you guys as dark horses. So a team that can upset the apple cart and win the Manning Cup. I don't know what are your thoughts on that? I think you gave a very political answer.
My thoughts are that we are just taking, it might sound cliche, but we are just taking taking it game by game. We're taking it one step at a time. And if it comes down to a point where we are in the final stages of the Manning Cup, whether it's top 4, top 2 finals, then we back ourselves to win. Definitely.
All right, I back it.
Thank you.
Coach, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Continue to how about that holistic development for these young men in the schoolboy football competition? And I'm excited to see St. Jago on Friday. We're playing against you guys, and may the Eagles soar high. Yes, Coach, continue to do great work.
Thank you.
No problem. Well, when we come back, we break down the Manning Cup favorites and teams to watch with founder of Yardi Sports, Dwayne Richards. See you soon.
Much quicker. And you need to make sure. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water? I've got it, coach.
Welcome back to High School Pitchside. The Manning Cup round of 16 is on the horizon, and in this segment, we're going to explore the top teams heading into the second round. And joining us for that discussion is the man himself, the founder of Yardi Sports, Mr. Dwayne Richards. Dwayne, welcome to the program, Maji.
Thanks for having me. It's always a delight to be here, and to talk schoolboy football is always my pleasure. You know that.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to kick it off this way. You have covered schoolboy football extensively for decades, right? Especially the Manning Cup. What do you make of the season thus far going into the second round?
It has been intriguing because no team has stood out and said that I am the favorite. You know, we're getting there, but it was a slow start for most teams. I think most teams are figuring themselves out, because a lot of teams have had a transition in their squads, and coaches are trying to figure out who it is that they are and what it is they want to do, as well as there are some teams who perennially don't show their hand early. So, they tend to hide some of the players. So, you have to work through the system to see what's there and what is happening. But I think that now where we are, we're poised now to get to the round of 16, and it's taking shape. It's taking shape, and you start to see the perennial favorites start to show their heads a little bit.
Like Wolmer's?
For your sake, I'd like to say Wolmer's, but no. Wolmer's, for a fact, I know that Wolmer's are giving most of their Colts players an opportunity this season. They've made the commitment to build a program with those boys, so they're giving them a chance to really get their feet wet, to be able to express themselves and to grow. I'm certain that most of them will drop down and play Colts as soon as the Manning Cup season is over for them. And that will help them, because we've seen programs over the years do that, and it has benefited them. And in time, they become contenders. So I think that Wolmer's has made a good decision, and let's see what happens for them over the next 2-3 seasons.
All right, you mentioned some of the perennial big boys are showing their heads. Currently, Kingston College, I think for a lot of people, lead the charge going into the second round as favorites. You have your JCs and so on. But who are some of your teams that you're billing as, okay, these are top dogs, favorites, teams that can go ahead and win the Manning Cup?
Yeah, let's start with Jamaica College. They retained most of the players, and even though they had the draw that people spoke a lot about, it was a difficult place to play. Going to Vauxhall is a difficult place to play.
Yeah.
And they got there late. I don't know why, but they got there late. I was early, and I saw that they got there late. And it makes a difference when you are absolutely ready versus not being ready. And it affected them. It impacted them.
I think the pitch as well.
The pitch.
Yeah.
It is something that you have to get used to.
Yeah,
and
man.
Clearly the Vauxhall players would be used to it. It has a slope, and it's lacking in grass, but if you know the pitch, then you'll do well in it, and they did that. When they went a player down, they did what they needed to do to earn the point.
Controversial regarding that game,
but not so much. But when the teams went back to Winchester, to JC,
College, yeah.
at the Ashland Stadium, it was a different thing, you know, a flat surface, really nice to play on. Then you saw the true blue coming through, which is what I expected. So Jamaica College and St. Catherine High, who have retained most of their players, they were in the final last year. So they have one step to go as far as that program is concerned. They're very determined to get back to the final. They're very determined to lift the title. Anthony Patrick brought them 2 Walker Cup titles. He wants more. He wants the Manning Cup, which is the holy grail of corporate era schoolboy football. So those 2 teams are, at the moment, the ones that I see really standing out. Kingston College had a big change. A lot of players left. A lot of the quality players that helped them over the line have left. But Vassal Reynolds is a tactician, and he has had a number of boys in the squad for years now who over time got a few minutes, so they would have had some Manning Cup experience. So they've brought that to the table, and that is why Kingston College has done so well. They've been unbeaten so far this season. So they too are a part of the contenders. One of the teams that I really like, that a lot of people may not have fancied coming into the season, is Excelsia High.
Okay.
They are a very well-coached team. I've watched Kean Broderick from when he was at Vauxhall doing his thing, building the Vauxhall program. That is why the foundation is there. The foundation was set there, and Kyle is doing well there now. But what Kyle Butler inherited was what Kean Broderick spent time building. So what Kean does as a coach is amazing. A lot of people don't understand who he is, but I've spent time watching him. He's an amazing teacher of the game. He himself is a student of the game, and you see it on the field of play. You see how they play the game. And when I watched them play St. George's College at Winchester Park, it was amazing. He thought that Excelsior was St. George's.
Yes.
They dominated the game. They controlled the game in the midfield. They were prepared to pass the ball through midfield, to get in behind the defenders, to create the goal-scoring opportunities. And the first goal.
I could big up, take the time out doing to big up Coach Broderick, who we spoke to earlier. Yes. He's pretty confident going into the latter stages of this competition. So once again, big up Coach Broderick. But I want to shift from Kingston. I will go, well, yeah man, we can take the toll. We're going to take the toll to St. Catherine. We're going to Eltham High School, a school who many have, as as Gio was speaking about in the segment with Coach Broderick, dark horses. Some people have them as dark horses doing. Last year, they finished the first round undefeated. They waned as it progressed into the second round. And they have, I think, if memory serves correctly, they have only lost 1 game in their zone this year. How do you see their season playing out on this year?
I haven't seen them yet, but based on what we saw from them last year, they have to be, as you mentioned, one of the dark horses. I am going to see them. I'm going to see them play against St. Catherine High, and that will be the acid test. And for me, I'll be able to really look at both teams and to be able to judge what I think their qualities are this season. But based on what we saw of them last season, certainly, that's another program that the coach has been the impact. He's taught the boys to play the game. He's a very good coach. He's taught the boys to play the game, and he's taught them to believe in themselves, because not a lot of people say the name Eltham High, you know. So he makes them go out on the field of play with their chest held high, the head held high, and they believe in themselves. And so we can expect them to create another impact this season. And I'm actually excited to see them play against St. Catherine High, because that will be the acid test for them, them to be able to judge where their season is and what it is that they can hope to do when we get to the round of 16.
And so that what happened last year, not happen again this year. When they good in the first round.
Yeah, the adjustments, and to be able to show themselves that they are quality. And you want that to happen. You don't want to every season be saying the same names.
Exactly.
You want to see that there is progress happening in the schools. And what it does when you have these kind of things happening, when they get to the second round and they remain consistent, the alma mater starts paying attention. Right. And the programs develop. And that's what you essentially want. You want schoolboy football to develop where all the schools are impacted in a positive way, and it's not just the same old, year in, year out.
With that being said then, Dwayne, who are your dark horses?
Eltham is one of them. I think Calabar, who had a mediocre start, have started to show themselves, and things have happened within the squad that has allowed that to happen. The coach has put his foot down. People are now respecting his authority because he's a new coach, and boys will challenge that.
Yeah, because Coach Price was there before.
Yeah, before. Yeah. But he was the assistant coach. Now he's the head coach, he's stamped his authority and his style of play on the team, and they have progressed. So I like Calabar for what they've been able to do so far, and I think that when you look at it, at Tivoli Gardens High as well, they were in a final and won the Walker Cup a few years ago. Still same coach, Chris Nicholas. He is still there working on his team. He believes.
Big up Uncle Chris.
He believes in his school. You know, so I've seen them play a couple of times, and I think that they too must be counted, because football is about how you start a game most of the times. You know, on a good day, you catch a team. Look what Curacao did to us in the World Cup qualifiers.
Oh Lord!
So you know, things happen.
Do know what I got to say.
So you know, so I just want the audience to understand why it is that you can't rule out teams. You know, so you know, I like Tivoli. I like what they have been doing over the years. It's a similar setup to what most of the schools have been doing, because a lot of our coaches are being educated. You know, and they understand what it takes to build a program. And so it plays out in the schoolboy football. So I like Tivoli as well as one of the teams that you have to keep an eye on.
So let's talk about players, because what is schoolboy football without players? You know, we mentioned national team earlier, you know, the likes of the Jean Whisper Richards, you know, those type of players, those caliber of players. So far this season, we have the likes of Sean Layton, Daniel Scarlett, Jabari Hall from JC. Do you think these are some of the among the top players that you've ever seen come out of the island? And which other players out there have really kind of piqued your interest in schoolboy football this year?
Yeah, some of the names that you've spoken of are, but I'll be honest, absolutely brutally honest. I haven't seen anybody that we can put in the category of Dujon Richards and Kahim Dixon. We had those two special talents back-to-back years, and we even wrote about it in the Yardley Sports Schoolboy Football magazine because of the quality that they showed. They transitioned immediately into professional football,
which they played
and now they started for us last night, night before last. So you know, we have to be appreciative of that. But those are what people generally call generational talent. I haven't seen it yet, but there's still a lot of time to go. I like Scott at Jamaica College. You know, he has come in this season and done what he at Excelsia. He's come in this season and done what he did for them last season, and he's taken them to another level this year. And his maturity is clear and it's obvious. So I like him for what he's doing. And the question is, will we see 3 or 4 more players coming through that will get our attention? Hopefully I'll be back on the program
for sure
later on in the season, and we can talk more about the players that are standing out, and we can well look at, say, all right, these 6 players are the ones that you need to look at when we get to the semi-final stage and the finals. But there are players, I think, that are slowly coming through, but it's a little bit early to really highlight them. You don't want anybody to get swell-headed, you know, and the coaches start having problems. So they might call my name on TV. So you want to make sure that you don't impact programs too early. But there are players that I'm looking at, and I think that, you know, the schools that are contending have players that are likely to lead their teams to success.
All right. Gentlemen, well, you're a regular. Thank you very much for passing through. Thank you very much for gracing us with your time. And for sure, we'll be speaking again later on in the season. With that, we take a quick break. But when we return, Gio and I will contest the debate. You're watching High School Pitchside here on CVM TV. We'll be right back.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan, with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 8:30.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Thanks for staying with us on High School Pitchside. We move over to the debate. This week, Ronaldo and Gio will face off, and the question is, are there too many meaningless games in schoolboy football? So, here's the context. With most Meaningless Cup groups having a maximum of 2 strong teams, allowing them to dominate the groups, do you think? And you guys can expound.
Of
right?
course, of
All right,
course.
so the 1 minute begins, and I'm starting with Gio now.
I mean, listen, there can't be too many meaningless games because in order to finish the group, you have to beat somebody, right? So if they don't beat anybody, you can't finish top of the group. JC and KC or JC and Vauxhall or JC and Stats can't play themselves. They have to play some other teams. And gimmicks aside, we always talk about development. You know, when JC wants to recruit that next big player, it's probably going to be from a further school. So, I mean, they have to play that school to see that that player has ability and talent. You know, a lot of these schools that you see are competitive now. Not every player takes, what would them take now? Not GSAT them take now. Them take now?
CXC?
CXC?
No, man. Pep, yes. Not every player takes Pep. It's not that all the good players take Pep and pass for JC. JC has to go out there and say, all right, cool, we'll go to school. All right, man, that ball, they look good in under 14 or 16. We'll take him. This other player look good, we'll take him. So, no, there are no such thing as meaningful games, and players need developing. The more football you play, that's proven, the better it is. So you have to play enough football to get good.
Okay,
so there's
time.
no such thing as
Time. Ronaldo, your 1 minute begins now.
Of course, I'm going to counter Giovanni and say that, yes, in my opinion, there are too many meaningless games in schoolboy football. I am not particularly fond of these 20 nils, these 15 nils, these 18 and 19 nils. You see, if it was 1915, or 1920 or whatever, I could say fine, but the nils is what stands out to me.
Yeah.
So instead of Ronaldo Adams High is playing Ginny Robinson High, and Ronaldo Adams didn't score, Ginny gave us 11. Why not we play Jamaica College? So that now boils down to fixtures.
Yeah.
And as we said, I think last season, Gio, we were making a comparison with the Champions League, the UEFA Champions League new format, whereas we don't have to wait until the round of 16 and the quarterfinals and the semifinals to get marquee matchups. That's what I would want to see, more of the marquee matchups earlier on in the season. And we spoke about this, I think, in episode 1 or 2 of Pitchside. We want to see marquee matchups earlier on.
Time. Gio, you do get a rebuttal.
Okay. So in order for we to see more marquee matchup, because all right, so when JC played Vauxhall, I keep on going back to that group, not picking on you guys. But when JC played Vauxhall, JC played Stats, aren't those marquee matchups?
Yeah, but those are not frequent, Giovanni.
But you're getting that too. Well, under regular circumstances.
Did you expect? Hold on. Did you expect Vauxhall to pose such a challenge coming into the season? No, you did not. So you can't use that as an example. That was an anomaly.
But based off your conversation or argument, we probably would not have seen Vauxhall play JC to know that, okay, this school surprising us. Based on what you're saying. Because we shouldn't just cut them up because Vauxhall have the name.
Listen, we want to see KC, JC, Mona, Wolmers, etc.
Guys, time. I'm going to give my opinion and then I'm going to give, I have to give you the winner before I give my opinion. So, this round goes to, drumroll please. Ronaldo. Now let me explain. Team Ronaldo has won this week. I think, what's the score? 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
2-1, all right. Let me explain.
2-1?
Yeah, it's 2-1.
From the weeks.
It's a disgrace.
Let me explain. I do agree with you because one, this is an extracurricular activity. This is not professional football of any sort. That's one. Two, these are very young children. When they play these matches and you have those 20-0 score lines, one, it affects the psyche of the team that scored nothing, right? Or probably even scored one. It does affect the psyche, and that is something that is repeated year after year after year, and then they get labeled.
We can, sorry to interject, Janae, but we see whereas sometimes it even results into violence.
Yes,
because
in the
Gainstead and George's match.
Yes, and no, it's true.
But that's an anomaly. That's not regular.
That's what we know of. That's what we know of.
Can't use that
but nonetheless,
see it happen.
Yes, you're gonna have to see it happen. It's time for a break, and when we return, it's the Powerade Team Talk.
It's a disgrace.
Come on now, ping pong chairs, choo-choos, amazing, taste so good. Feed your cravings, chocolate rich. You'll be craving more and more and more and more. Here comes the craze. Ping pong chairs and choo-choos. Feed your cravings, you know you want to.
Now it's a party with ping pong.
Commercial spaces for you. Parks and attractions for you. Housing and residential developments for you. Beautiful rental properties for you. Improving quality of life through infrastructure development across Jamaica for you. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for you. Brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation.
UDC for you.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
On high school pitchside, we move to the Powerade team talk, starting with the Powerade tip of the week. Everybody is different. Some players sweat more than others. Learn how much Powerade you personally need to drink by tracking how you feel before and after games. Clarendon College are aiming to persevere and excel under their new coach, Devon Anderson. We have more in this week's Powerade team talk.
Clarendon College are progressing through the season without adding any pressure of lifting silverware. For new head coach Devon Anderson, he's adjusting to his role game by game.
Most definitely, as I said, just to make my own mark as a coach. I mean, step out of my comfort zone, so to speak, Manning Cup, and venture in a new environment, which I'm enjoying the cool weather and, by winning games. And that's one of the most important things, and I can see the kids transitioning each game, each level we go, they're stepping up. I mean, we have a young bunch, and we look forward to having them for the next 3 years, and kudos to them. I mean, they're doing well so far, and they will continue to do well.
The former Heidel coach is focused on adding his touch to the smooth passing game instilled by his predecessor Lenny Hyde. Anderson's philosophy is a high-press system he hopes will reflect in this team.
I put my mark on it without saying much, because if I say much, and then you would know what to expect and when to do. Most definitely a twist from where I'm coming from to here, and I combine both style and both philosophy, and I mean, you see the fruit of it. I mean, most people never really expect us to be one of the unbeaten out of 3 teams right now. But we are moving on now, as the Jefferson said, to good times.
Well, the progress that I have seen so far, it's good. It's good. A lot of personal issues, but I think the players are coming on. They're adapting to the coach's instructions and on and off the field. So I think going forward, I think they'll do fairly well.
Very good, because he's a very good coach, Come out here and teach us right all the time. And you follow instructions well.
The squad is a young one, with at least 9 players qualified to play at the under-16 level. While not attaching the favourites tag to themselves, they don't consider themselves to be underdogs.
I don't like the terminology and that. Nevertheless, I mean, competitive. I mean, everybody know me as a coach and my philosophy and where football is concerned. Age is just a number for me and the kids. I mean, we are going for every game just the same, to win, to win, to win.
Justin Haynes is one of Clarendon College's leading scorers, netting 5 of his team's 30 goals this season. He says reggae boy Kaheem Dixon, who was a standout for Clarendon College, is his inspiration.
He went out there, get called up, always performing. That inspired me enough.
Does he keep contact with him?
Yeah, talk over the phone. Told me that. Focus every minute. You are the senior man, so can't make players then slack off.
CC have only conceded 2 goals so far this season, making them one of the top defensive teams. They take pride in maintaining clean sheets.
Well, I feel very happy about that, as I know it's a goal set from before the season?
The strongest area of the pitch is the forward line, to be honest, but the defensive line has been great since season. The goalkeepers have been doing fairly well. I think most clean sheets for the season, Clarendon College goalkeeper has it.
Next up for Clarendon College is Port Antonio High, who they face at home in the final round of 32 game. A draw will be good enough to see them through, as they lead Group 6 with 4 points, with Dintil second trailing on goal difference.
Protecting Jamaica's borders is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
8:45.
I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the delicious combination of KFC fried chicken and Doritos nacho cheese. The KFC Doritos Zinger, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
Welcome back to High School Pitchside right here on CVM TV, the only place to watch live coverage of ISA schoolboy football. It's now time for history class, and we're turning the pages back to 2013 and 2014 when our guest Courtney Dowdy won the Manning Cup with Jamaica College. He also helped the team to back-to-back Olivier Shield crowns. He takes the front seat in history class this week. Mr. Dowdy, welcome. Wagwan.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. I'm good.
All right, so we're going to, again, take us back to the 2013 and the 2014 season. The doubles, number one, the Manning Cup. It's not an easy trophy to repeat in, but you repeated, and you also repeated in the Olivier Shield crown. So take us back to those memories.
When you look at the season 2014, we started out with Miguel Coley. It was his first season, you know. We had Mr. Alfred Henry the year before. You know, he came in with his philosophy. He for us as players playing under a new coach, we were not scared. You know, he was like a big brother, and we all wanted the goal at the end of the season to win the Manning Cup. You know, if I tell you that team that year, that 2013 team, there's a lot of things about that team, but we had one goal, and that was to win the Manning Cup.
Hold on, before we even go, Ginny, I just realized the boss outfit, you know. Is that why you come here decked out in full blue?
Well, not necessarily. I'm also a teacher. I teach at Jamaica College, so I'm always in blue.
Oh boy,
I'm always in blue.
So it's a true blue.
True blue.
You're the real definition of true blue.
Yes, I'm always in blue.
All right, Ginny, take the floor.
Actually, let's rewind back to that time. JC is always known for the high quality players on the team. That team was loaded with talent back in your time in Junior Flemings. And yourself, a goalkeeper, I don't know if we mentioned that you were stopping the shots, and you still are stopping the shots now in your time. Just run through back in that time. How was the camaraderie with the team, especially being under the helm of Miguel Coley?
I mean, a lot of things happened that year. I can talk about it now because it's so long ago.
Yes.
You know, a lot of things happened, especially those 2 years. You know, most of the team, we weren't friends, you know.
Wow.
Yes. And, you know, at the end of the season, we had a talk without coach, without everybody. And the gentleman, matter of fact, it was the last game before, or Oliver Shield, the last training session before that game in 2013. We had a sit down and we made mention, well, without the coaches, and, you know, we had a talk. We said, gentlemen, look where we are. And that man don't talk. But on the field, you never know.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody should get hurt, the same person running over there to defend him. So, I mean, and we understand, our persons understood the assignment. You know, we went out there each and every game and we played with our hearts. We played together, and, you know, that year, that 2013 team set up for everything else after that.
On that note, Coach, again, yourself leading from the back in the goal. You also had Junior Fleming.
Yes.
You had Rafiq Bryan, Ronaldo Brown, etc., etc., etc. You mentioned that you guys weren't necessarily the best of friends.
Yes.
How integral then was Coach Coley? As you mentioned, it was his first year. How integral was his role, keeping you guys in check, keeping you guys somewhat professional because you're still schoolers? How integral was his role?
And I mean, Coach didn't know until the last game. You know, he couldn't believe. He called Mr. Forbes, the manager, and Mr. Forbes raced the training that day and couldn't believe that, you know, that this was going on. And as I say, if he weren't a part of the team, he would know that this is going on, and this is actually, hey, this team playing together each and every game, he would know.
I'm glad that you brought that up because you speak pretty confidently. Can you remind me of the captain back in?
Junior Fleming. Junior Fleming is our captain, and he set the foundation. You know, he was a part of the under-17 team that went to the World Cup that time, and you know, that level of leadership he brought back to us was really good.
Definitely.
You played Wolmer's, who is so near and dear to my heart, in that final. When Jahil Hyde put those 2 goals past you, Mr. Dowdy, what was going through your mind at that time?
I mean, like I was saying, whoa.
Tell the truth. You know?
No, I'm telling you, I'll always be the truth. I'm like, whoa. We're in the Manning Cup finals, and I feel like, oh, whoa, is this slipping away? You know, but when we went to extra time, you know, the word, not even say Coach Coley, but Junior Flemings, he was saying that, gentlemen, this is our moment. You know, this is our opportunity. This is our show. Let us do it. And, you know, Coach will repeat and say, hey, gentlemen, it's now or never. You know, and that in itself, it showed that the coach have confidence in us. You know, and I think we went out there. It was a really tough game. I can tell you that probably one of our toughest games probably in 2013 and 2014. But I think we as I said, we knew what we wanted.
Yeah.
You know, we knew what we wanted, and we decided to leave everything out there.
I'm glad you brought that up because in 2014 you would have played Charlie Smith 1 year later, right? And won 2-1. Can you compare 2014 to 2013? Because it seems as if 2013 was a bit emotional, right? Was it synonymous in 2014?
I mean, 2013, I think, was probably a make or break season for us. You know, 2014 was a little bit more relaxed. You know, we in that year we got some more reinforcement, and they introduced the Super Cup as well. You know, so we had more confidence going into that finals because we were basically in all finals in 2014. The Manning Cup finals, the Walker Cup finals, the Super Cup finals. We were in everything. So I think there was more confidence in that year.
I'm glad you brought that up because now you've transitioned from the player to the coach and you've been in finals, right?
Yes.
Now you're in the Jamaica Premier League coaching, Waterhouse, you're at JC teaching. Can you talk about the transition from a player to professional and how integral was everything that you learned in your tenure, especially as a champion, right? How it has translated in your professional career?
So upon leaving Jamaica College, I got a scholarship to GC Foster, you know, and that was instrumental through Davian Ferguson, who was the current head coach at JC, you know, and I decided that, hey, I couldn't play anymore. I got an injury in my right knee. I did meniscus surgery, and I said to myself that I can't play anymore, so how can I give back, you know, and I decided to go into coaching. I took what I learned from Miguel Coley, Alfred Henry, you know, save Davian Ferguson, and I kind of put it together, you know, and Xavier Gilbert as well. Xavier Gilbert has played a critical and important part in my life, you know. He has trusted me with Fraser's Whip the last 2 seasons. And
and you're champions in the Women's Premier League. So
definitely.
Definitely. Before I get to Fraser's Whip, Coach, you're still fairly young, and is it how bad is your knee still? You said that you had to stop playing, but how bad is it now? Is it still preventing you from being a professional, or is it you just have different interests now?
Well, probably different interests, but there's pain here and there. You know, I think for me, it's when I was doing recovery, I thought probably rushed it a little bit too early. You know, I was doing with my recovery, Jason Bojo Henry. You know, he kind of saved me after that. But
big up Bojo.
Yeah,
big up Bojo
every time. You know? So he kind of saved me after that. But I think it's just different interests at the moment. Really and truly.
Coaching again. How do you compare, or what have you learned as it relates to coaching men versus coaching women for Fraser's Rip? What are the differences that you have noticed?
The difference, I think that the female really, they listen more. You know, they tend to listen more. Sometimes the male, coach, you do that. You know, female tend to listen more. And for me, I think it's they adapt a little bit more and they're willing to learn. There's less start back in terms of, you know, coach, but this don't make sense. And, you know, but it's that for me. It's that for me.
Now, you are in your off season, of course, going into the 2026 Jamaica Women's Premier League season. How confident are you in a repeat?
Pretty confident. I'm pretty confident. You know, we have retained players. We have about 9 players who left to take up scholarships overseas. Nice. And for me, that's the joy at the end of the season. Not necessarily winning, but to see the girls getting an opportunity to leave.
And I want to go back to Jamaica College because a lot of Manning Cup action is happening, and I know this is your favorite time of the year. Yes. You're at your old school, you're with the boys. How confident are you with this Jamaica College team, and do you see them going all the way? I got to talk to Coach Raymond Watson, and he gave his sentiments, but from your POV, you're in the school with them, you're on the pitch with them. Do you think that they can go all the way?
Well, as a sports master, I would say 100%, 100%. But we're taking the game at a time, you know, just by watching the training, see how they play. Yeah. I think they're getting better and better each game. So I'm pretty confident of where we'll finish at the end of the season.
All right. Coach Dowdy, thank you very much for your time. Yes, we appreciate you passing through. Definitely. And hopefully, Woolman's meet JC down the line. And we'll knock you out and we can invite you back to the show and we can discuss.
Yes,
but until then, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
With that, we'll take a quick break, but not to worry. Fan View is next.
Team, we need to pass the ball quicker, much quicker. And you need to make sure. I'm the coach. And I'm the assistant coach. No. Your job is to bring the water and keep us hydrated. Matter of fact, where's the water? I've got it, coach.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate. Ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy, with so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh yeah. What a catch, oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch, oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Time for one of my personal favorite segments of high school Pitchside. It's time for Fan View. And this week, Gio, Janae, and I will be reacting to an article that came out in The Observer recently where it stated that they may be allowing, may I say children, but specifically young boys to start wearing, more hairstyle at Jamaica College. Some plait up here and all of them things there. At Jamaica College. The comment section was quite, how would I put it? Festive, yes, thank you, Ginny. So we're going to take some comments, starting with Major Supreme. Major Supreme says, so your man them are going to cream them ear? No, brother.
I agree, I don't like that comment.
You don't want them cream them ear?
No.
Oh, okay. Unorthodox 764 says, I strongly support this measure. After all, one's hair is a part of their identity. I hope it will be done in good faith.
Yes, so no cream here.
No cream here.
In good faith.
All right. Instruction_root says, haven't they been doing this? Exactly, because every match we see the JC man them with them locks down in them back, don't you?
Locks, plait, Kenro.
Yeah, but probably never, who knows? I don't know, man. I don't know the workings of JC. Plus, I look at me, I pick on JC. I picked on JC earlier. You know, so
all right. Moving on.
Let me not say anything.
Cash says, it was always relaxed. What them gonna do now? Start wearing weave? I'm not sure what more is gonna be introduced.
Something I think happening. I think because we're calling it out, they're now taking the step to make it legal. So we call it out now, I say, but it's legal, you know? So yeah, I think that's what's happening.
All right. Will Ryan Wilson says, as they should. Hope the other institutions follow suit. Ginny, how do you feel about that?
Okay, so this is my thing. Everything in moderation and context. I don't have a problem with